Hola naughties! It's me again, Tim. You'll be pleased to hear that the nutmeg ice cream turned out really beautifully, actually. I'm quite chuffed with it, although if any of you were watching the last flick, you probably noticed that I should have let it cool, the custard cool a little bit before I put it into the ice cream maker. It still worked out fine, just took a little bit longer. Okay, so as I say, I'm doing a double header for Grenada today. And I made the nutmeg ice cream at Darcy's suggestion. I'm now making sweet potato pone or pone for Aubrey. Now Aubrey, as I mentioned, is actually from the Cayman Islands, and she suggested I make for the Cayman Islands a cassava cake, which was incredible, but hit your stomach like a brick. And as Aubrey said, the Caribbeans like their starch when it comes to desserts. So I'm expecting this to be similar, but definitely unique. And what Aubrey very sweetly did was that she sent me a recipe from a friend of hers, Auntie Lauren, and I am using that along with another recipe to create me sweet potato pone. What's happening here is I'm just boiling about 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, and they've got a couple of minutes to go. I have to say, as I was cooking them, I was thinking about that Biosphere project. I don't know if you remember that in the 90s, but a group of crazed scientists tried to set up a perfect world underneath some geodesic domes, I think in Nevada or something. And they had a little farm, they had an ocean, they had a desert, and it quickly turned out that to feed 8 of them, they really needed to boot it in terms of growing vegetable. And the vegetable they grew apparently was sweet potato, but in the same way that beet makes your pea red, the keratin in the sweet potatoes apparently made them all go orange, because that's all they ate. They ate loads and loads of sweet potatoes, and their hands went orange and their face. So there's a little bit of me that is frightened that our pony is going to turn me orange. Now there's a sentence you don't say very often. Okay, I think this is at time. I'm going to turn it off, give it a drain. Going out of it over here, there's me clock there. The oven is heating up, just need a tea towel and get this done. So yeah, as I say, this is 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, which form the main body of the cake. There they go, in there, and I'm going to bring them back and give them a decent mashy. And, oh, look at them, they're lovely and soft. No issues here. Good stuff. I'm then going to, what else am I going to put in here? I'm going to, just so you know, the oven's preheating 350. I'm then going to put in ½ pound of butter. That is, how much is ½ pound of butter? That is a cup of butter, or 250 millilitres, I think, however you want to do it. There you go, that's in there. Then along with that, I'm going to put in a cup of brown sugar that I've measured out earlier. My brown sugar's gone a bit hard and crystallised, so I had to have a go at it before I went in. So brown sugar, butter. I'm then going to put in a little bit of vanilla extract, because we all like a bit of vanilla extract. There we go. Sprinkly, sprinkly. That's probably too much, but oh well. I'm then going to put in, I'm just going to check the recipe here, a little bit of salt, you know, a pinch. Never completely sure what a pinch is, but that'll do it. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of cinnamon. Here's my cinnamon. And there is my teaspoon. Make it level, because if it's heaped, you know it's 2 teaspoons. There's that. And the only other thing I'm going to put in is I'm going to put in a third of a cup. Oh, well, I put it in the cupboard. A third of a cup of sweetened condensed milk. So here it is. I am, because Auntie Lauren's recipe from Grenada is so open to interpret. You know, she just says, put in some sweet potatoes, put in a bit of potato, put in some brown sugar. I'm not going to worry too much about this being exactly a third. Actually, do you know, I think I might have some condensed milk still in the fridge from a previous thingy. I do! Woohoo! Yeah, don't go open one if I don't need to. So there it is, in the back, in the depths, looking fine. I don't know quite how long it's been there, but I don't think more than a couple of weeks. And it's all sugar, so it's probably quite nicely preserved. Where's that same spoon? I'm going to put that in there. And about a third. That looks like about a third. Maybe it's a bit more. I don't know. There you go. That'll do us. Lovely. And I'm going to save that for my next dessert, which will probably be tomorrow. So there, that goes there. I often get asked where all my, you know, why I don't weigh 600 pounds. Well, I mean, I think the first thing to say is that I am quite chubby, but I think all cooks are if they're trying their food. But I think I mentioned earlier, I am a teacher, so I've always got classrooms full of hungry teenagers. And at the moment, I teach theatre, so I'm in a show in Albuquerque, and actors are quite well known for being hungry too. So I just take my desserts to the theatre, and they invariably go, which is handy. I can't get many people at home to eat my desserts. I think they've had, I don't know if it's too much of a good thing or they think they're getting a dodgy thing, but they don't really touch them. Although the other day I did make, for Melissa's 50th birthday, I made her a stash of really divine meringues. And hopefully I can make some meringues for this one of these days. Yeah, I made pistachio rosewater meringue. I then made lavender lemon curd and cream. I made little mini pavlovas, which are obviously just a straight meringue with cream and fresh fruit, and then I also made one with meringue, cream and apple butter. Ooh, very nice. Okay, last thing I'm going to do before I put this into a baking tray is I'm going to give it a couple of eggs. Eggs, you know, for binding and for rising and all those gorgeous things. I'll put those in there, and I'm going to give that a bit of a stir. Actually, I can use this. I think that'll do it. Now, as I'm cooking, I'm thinking of Auntie Lauren. Auntie Lauren uses coconut milk instead of the condensed milk, but she also uses a bit of ginger. So I'm going to put a bit of ginger in because you can't go wrong with a bit of ground ginger. Not going to overdo it, but no, would be overdoing it. How about that much? That's good. That was about a teaspoonful. Okay, so that is beautifully, I'll give you a show, see if I can show you. Looks, it's quite light in colour. I mean, I'm glad my family isn't here because I know what they would say that looked like. Of course, I would never do that, but, oh, beg your pardon. That's my insulin pump because, believe it or not, I am a type 1 diabetic who likes loads of desserts. Ah, it's a wacky world we live in. Okay, there we go. That's that done. I will now get one of my favourite baking dishes over. Let's pour that in. I'm going to need a spatula for that. Go here and pour it in, and really, quite literally, this will just go straight into the oven. It will cook for about an hour and a half. So again, I'm not going to chat to you for an hour and a half whilst it cooks. I'll happily show you here or online. I'm still trying to work out how to connect all those things, but a reminder that this will be cooked. It's going to rise up quite a lot. There it is in its pan there. And I'm going to top it with the nutmeg ice cream. Woo! And there's the oven saying it's ready for me. Couldn't be more perfect. So on that note, mesdames, messieurs, I'm going to say à tout à l'heure, and see you next time. Next time, what did I say? I was doing Guadalupe. If you've got any Guadalupe recipes, bring them on, because I don't have a clue what comes from Guadalupe. Anyway, all the best everybody. Toodaloo, see you again.